Decadent, Corruptive, Inescapable.
Dechala is shedding her past for a go at demonhood.
Their only goal is exploiting everything and everyone in their path.
Grab a sword, or 6, as we delve into Decala's debauched plans for southern Cathay. The god of excess knows their way around mortal minds like a snake knows the grass. Undulating through desires, Slaanesh can find weakness and exploit it. Temptation, opportunity, denial. Denial will fuel a subject's more than any offering could. The best thing about playing as Slaanesh is that you can force denial on just about anyone. I just denied this army from existing. Think I might deny their settlement next. But to be frank, denial is boring. I'd much rather have all-out unfettered indulgence. Go on. Take that shiny new sword. Oh, no, never mind. The leaders of Grand Cathay are well versed in denial, with their harmony that they're so desperate to defend. Can you imagine these lands full to the brim with pain, I mean freedom? I think a little chaos would enlighten the people of Grand Cathay. An opportunity indeed. But who is the most suited for such a task? Well, nobody hates being denied more than our star of the show, Dechala. The denied one. We've discovered a new area with the Cathayan hinterlands, but unfortunately, it's overrun with goblins. So before we can take on Cathay, we really must deal with these loudmouthed fellas first.
Dechala is one of Slaanesh's champions that has been cursed to never achieve demonhood, but that doesn't stop her from trying to do so.
While not much is known about her origins, we do know that the tormentors in Dechala strive to exploit everything and everyone in their path. Her playstyle is expressed mostly from her being mobile, searching for new places to exploit and torment.
She mostly buffs herself. She can either go more on the offensive and make sure that she's cutting down enemies faster than most other lords, or be more defensive and try to protect herself more with her 6 swords when fighting.
If we are to swap out Cathay's Lord and Order for Chaos, we'll need to move out of the Cathayan hinterlands. Speed is our strongest trait in battle, so let's continue that in our campaign by striking early. We recruited fast, utilising our Tormentor holds for recruitment in order to take out the Orcs and Goblins by turn 5. These settlement types focus on military, giving us access to basic troops, empowering our local armies, and can deploy garrison sally attacks, that's handy. All of this is of course supported by our Thrall camps, our economy-focused settlements, generating gold, harvesting local resources, and providing us with thralls. More on those in a bit. After raising a steady army, we now turn our sights to the Burning Wind nomads at Fu Hung and introduce them to the Serpentine from the south. The problem with leading a decadent cult is that they crave decadence. But how do you measure decadence? Well, thankfully, we have this handy counter. In order to increase this, we will rely on our pleasure palaces, the capital of our depravity, providing all of the devious activities our faction desires. The decadence gained can be channeled into buffs across our faction. But all things in excess has its drawbacks. We cannot build more pleasure palaces until our existing ones have lived up to their promise. A minimum tier of 3 they must be before we can construct more. We'll let our palace do its thing while Dechala moves on up north. Any questions? Too bad we're not taking any. Oh, if you insist. Go ahead and read the blog for more details.
The pleasure palaces are the ultimate expression of Decala's opulence. These are powerful settlements that you can construct only on the province capital and nowhere else. They offer immense power while abusing and exploiting the thralls that she gains from the settlements around her.
Ah, thralls. Unlike Nakari, Dechala doesn't rely on seduction for finding souls to serve her. No. Having been denied demonhood, she is very keen to pay forward that frustration onto others. Denying survivors their freedom gives us a resource of thralls, and we'll use them to upgrade our pleasure palace. Thralls can also be gained through thrall camps, as we drain the populace of previous enemy settlements. There is a limited pool, but upgrading our camps can increase this in them. Who needs favour from the gods when you have favour from the whip? The Burning Wind nomads are no more, although we weren't the only ingredient to their downfall. Mr. Balthazar Gaunt has made his way down south with his own flavour of law and order, another delicacy to depravitely drain. His chain of settlements will become our path of self-discovery. Call us impulsive, but when there's a temptation, there is opportunity, so we must grasp it. To help on our journey, we will call on the Tormentor's tributes. The Decadents we've been raising can be exchanged for a mark of vindictiveness, dressing our units with banners to buff them for the next 3 battles, after which they will be reassigned. This should just about help cover us against the Empire. Alongside this, we also have access to both opulent gifts and exquisite spoils, all of which we can spend our decadence on to support our indulgences.
As Decala's decadence grows ever higher, the Tormentor's tributes allow her to enhance her battle capabilities in multiple ways. There are 3 categories: marks and vindictiveness, which are banners that can be assigned to units through the pre-battle screen, the opulent gifts, which are ancillaries capable of enhancing your lords across the map, and finally, the exquisite spoils that boosts her overall campaign potential for the whole faction.
The Empire love their ranged units, so we brought along our own.
The devotees of Slaanesh are dark elves who worship Slaanesh, and therefore they have been shunned away by others of their kind. We have them in 2 different variants, one dual-wielding swords and the other having a crossbow that allows them to have ranged attacks.
It's turn 25, and we've slithered back into Cathayan territory, warring with the western provinces. Balthasar lives and is hit back at us, reclaiming some of his settlements. We could head back, but I'm so much more drawn to keeping up our decadence and income of thralls. So much temptation all around us. Besides, we still have our other settlements back home and... Oh dear. It looks like a thrall-based economy is not without its limits. With the populace having been depleted, we have no one left to hold our wine. Perhaps this is a chance to learn from our mistakes. Is a thrall workforce really the answer? Yes. Yes it is. We just need to double down. We should make the most out of our remaining settlements with exquisite spoils. A little increase in income from all buildings should help. But we need more decadence, which means we need to upgrade our pleasure palace. And hey look, tier 3 means we can build another. Onwards. More temptations await.
Our main motivation behind the unique campaign management style of Dechala was to best represent the vicious nature of the Tormentors. The way that they neglect those that they capture leads to the exploitation and decay of these settlements, and for that reason, she needs to strive forwards to capture ever further and ever more.
Turn 50. The Jade Custodians are our latest victims as we glide across Cathay. Unfortunately, we've somewhat let Balthasar guilt slip by, and not only has he conquered the entirety of the Celestial Riverlands, he now wants a piece of us. Seems that rather than chaos, harmony has been replaced by its close cousin, law and order. My plans for the Cathayans must be put to one side, for this masked guest does not belong. Despite Gelt's overwhelming presence, I have faith in us. Throughout our campaign, we've been cozying up with the Norscan Wormkins, showering them with gifts and sallying our forces out to help boost them against Nakai. Eventually, this allowed us to force through a defensive alliance, gaining us a corruptible presence along the Serpent Estuary. And now, our constriction of the Celestial Riverlands has trapped Balthasar, and our grip upon him will begin to tighten. Time to go in for the kill. We deployed the bulk of our army in the east. Utilizing our speed, we'll take some of our army around, where our battering ram lies in wait. Steercar will lead our slower units into the first gate.
Steercar the Swordsmere is a legendary hero who excels at buffing other Chaos Warriors around him, while he himself is a formidable combatant. The Druki Anointed is a special type of hero for Slaanesh. They are actually Dark Elves that are leaders of the devotees of Slaanesh, and armed with huge two-handed swords, they are extremely good at cutting both enemy infantry or fighting other enemy characters, as they do have access to some dark elf magic as well.
As our enemy is distracted in the east, we force our way through the west gate, flooding the rest of our army inside, followed by our trusty Norse scouts. While we send our quickest units around the capture points, Dechala will do what Dechala does best: wipe out the infantry. Let's send her in alongside her champions of Slaanesh.
The champions of Slaanesh are an elite monstrous infantry that excels at fighting other infantry. Each one of them wields 4 swords to a great effect, and they can really cut through swarms of enemies if needed. The Pleasure Seekers are an elite cavalry that can move around the battlefield extremely fast and pack one of the hardest punches in the game. They are vulnerable, so you need to be very careful how you utilize them, but once they plow into enemy lines, they are certain to cause devastation.
Breaking Gelt's front line has left him vulnerable to us, and with his army scattered both east and west, it won't be hard for us to encircle him. The lands scream with corruption, and yet no reward, no recognition, only more denial. We must spread further into Cathay, remove all traces of harmony and law and order, and perhaps then, only when all of Cathay knows true freedom, we shall cross the seas. More temptation, more opportunity. More thoughts, more comments. Let us know in the comment section below or follow our links to wishlist now.